Hey girl, are you from Tennessee? 'Cause you're pretty cute. You want a date? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, if you're still here, that's good because you're about to learn the secret of how to play a mediocre game of Team Fortress 2 as the Texas Builder Man on defense. This is part 2 of this series. You can watch part 1 right there. I'll put the link up. And please, for the love of God, click that because I need validation and people to tell me that I'm important. Anyway, in case you ignored my explicit instructions and are still watching this dumpster fire of a video, I'm going to give you the rundown. I'm going to walk through each attack and defense map, at least the ones I play engineer on, and I'm going to give you some advice on new places to put buildings. No building spot is perfect, but hopefully these will encourage you to come up with some new building locations on your own and to think outside the box. Just like last time, we're going to start with everyone's favorite map, Dust Bowl. For this first part of Dust Bowl, you're going to spawn, realize you're still alive, and then fighting a wave of nihilistic depression, you throw down a teleporterizer and then a dispensinator right here. I believe, if they haven't patched it, that still heals you through the wall next to the health and ammo kit. Since there's a free-to-play Engie usually building in the shack, I'm going to put my level 3 sentry right here to give us pretty decent coverage of the left side of the map. As far as the teleporter, I'm going to put it on the second floor on these tracks, which puts it out of harm's way of all the spam. Now granted, this is a hard point to defend, so if it falls, and it probably will, I don't usually play engineer on this part, I usually switch to another class, but if I have to play it, I will put a dispenser right there. There's not really a teleporter spot to speak of, and not really a sentry spot either, besides the ones that you already know. So that is all I will say for Dust Bowl. Moving on to Gorge, you're going to spawn, and as you place this level 1 teleporter, just think about how disappointed your mother and father must be in you. You know, you could have gone out and gotten a job, a high-paying job, maybe even enough to support a family, you know, get a spouse, have 1 or 2 kids, be a productive member of society. But you know, you're already here, so we're all down that rabbit hole together. Let's keep going. You put that exit here, and it is pretty safe even from spies, who often overlook it in that spot, and it's definitely safe from spam. So let's come out here and put the dispenser in this normal spot right there, pretty safe. For your level 2 sentry, and again it has to be a level 2 because it deploys faster, and it has the same DPS of a level 3 minus the rockets, but it is much smaller and more concealed. You'll see as you peek over this side, it is very difficult to see the sentry if you're not looking for it. And coming over this side to jump over this valley here, you will notice that the sentry sees you before you can see it. Even coming over on this grotto on the right side, if you're not looking for the sentry, or if you don't know that it's already there, it is pretty much impossible to spot. And even coming over to this side, the sentry is already going to be firing on you before you even see it yourself. So let's assume that they see it, and you got a couple cheeky kills, but it's time to pull it away. So let's rescue ranger this thing up as they're starting to push the point. And we're just going to put the sentry right here. It's pretty well protected, safe from scouts, and then let's put the dispenser here for a final hold. And this is going to be good for when they just start to cap first. Now, for this last part, after they cap first, please, if you're going to put a sentry down here, for the love of God, put it in this corner here, instead of anywhere else. It's the only spot that is immune to both spam from the front attack point and the ledge that blue can easily get to. And that is my only recommendation, really, for this last point on Gorge. Good old CP Steel. I like to employ the gung-ho strategy of just throwing out all my buildings and hoping somebody is sentient enough to switch to Engie and help me upgrade some of them. But if not, that's fine. We'll work on the sentry first. Once it's upgraded to level 2, we're going to take it down here and protect the wall as far as the far side. And the dispenser is just going to get called over, and it can just fit on this ledge right there overlooking the point, which is really useful. This teleporter isn't really there for anything other than just a target for blue to be shooting at. That isn't me, a sentry, or a dispenser. Now, I don't usually play Engie outside of this point here, but if I have to, I'm just going to throw this sentry here when they're trying to cap E, and it is pretty much invincible from B side since they can't see it, and it is sort of hidden from the A side. But if that ends up getting overrun, then we can just go to the other side here, rescue ranger it on up, and it will be protected from spam from A if you just scoot it over a little bit to the left, right there, only watching the point, and really only an Uber charge or something like that could take it down coming from D, and that's going to be pretty tough. But put a teleporter and maybe a dispenser in there just to be safe. If you've been paying attention thus far, then you're already feeling dead inside at the realization of your wasted potential in life. But we're going to throw down that entrance on the right-hand exit on Gravel Pit anyway, because most people aren't looking for it there, they're looking for it on the other side. As for the exit, we're going to put the exit right here underneath the bridge. Not easy to get to, not easy to spam out. We're going to put the dispenser here because we're selfish, and we're going to put the sentry right here so we can spam some cheeky people going over to the point. Now, when they all go for A first and cap A because nobody defends A, we're just gonna elect to rescue ranger the sentry that is watching there and put it here. Since they come from A, go through C, and then come to B that way. And that's gonna give them a nice little nasty surprise under the stairs. And that's really all I have for Gravel Pit. At this point, on Mountain Lab, you already know the rules. We're going to slap down a good old level 1 teleporterizer, and we're going to put the exit right here in this shack slash stairwell thing. The dispenser is going to go in a weird spot. It's going to go right here in this little nook, and for some reason, nobody ever sees that. As far as the sentry, it's going to go here in the house. It's good for getting a couple surprise kills if they're not expecting it, but it usually gets spammed out pretty fast. If that happens, then we're just going to go over here, and this is kind of a risky move, but it is pretty much invisible until you get onto the point itself, and in that case, it's pretty strong. Once that dispenser spot gets taken down, we're just going to move it over here and just hold on to this point. Usually falls pretty fast, but we're going to do our best. When that gets capped, I'm just going to give you a few spots here. So the dispenser could either go here as they're trying to cap B, or it could go right over here on the other side in this plant. And that's hard to spam out as well. As far as the sentry, really the only spot I'm going to recommend is right here under the stairs. It's a good little hidden sentry. It's good for getting some cheeky kills along the way. Well, here it is. I can't believe you made it to the end either. You know, Engie's a lot of fun and I play him a lot, but a lot of the joy of his class comes from the creativity used in playing Engie well. Did this quick guide give you new ideas? Let me know what you think about this and any ideas for future videos in the comment section. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!